how to manage your emotions in high pressure situations. Whether you're leading a team or you're pitching to investors or you're dealing with difficult customers or you have a difficult conversation or tense atmosphere with your romantic partner or your friends. Maybe you've got to call out some behavior that really annoys you and it feels like a high pressure situation. Or you're giving a presentation, anything. And it doesn't matter, to be honest. It's always the same thing psychologically. How do you deal with that? How do you stay relatively calm, or at least how do you reasonably deal with the situation? It's very important to keep your emotions in check and think clearly in those situations, because those situations are very important, probably. That's why they are high pressure situations. And your mind is just telling you, hey, make sure this is really important, make sure you're doing a good job. But your mind is just too loud and so noisy that you cannot even properly think. What's also happening in those moments is that your limbic system, that's a brain area rather in the middle of your brain, is very active. That's your emotional system. And that's why you're so emotional, right? And it's such a high pressure. And that's also why your blood actually more streams into the limbic system, the emotional area. And that's why there's not so much blood left right behind your forehead, which is your rational thinking, where you can make actually very reasonable decisions and actions. So in those high, tense, emotional situations, you're not even capable to act the way you want. That's why if you have the opportunity, don't rush it. And maybe you have a presentation at 2 p.m., you got to be there. Okay, then we could talk about that too. But if you have the opportunity, to adjust it a little bit. If you're high on emotions, don't rush it. Don't rush the action that you need to do. Take your time, maybe wait 15 more minutes or wait a day, cool down your emotions before you're actually going into those situations. Also, I want you to prepare. That's something you can do even if there's a presentation, for example, at 2 p.m. or whatever it is. Prepare. What is your intention? Very important. What is your intention? What do you want to get out of the situation? Yeah, well, I just have to do this and that, or maybe I just have to talk about this. Yeah, but be more specific. What do you want out of this conversation, this moment, this situation, this pitch? And also think about that it's not about you being right. It's not you about being the best. It's you about getting what you want. And how can you get that? What's your intention? Also, have a pre and post discussion. With pre-discussion, I mean, have somebody you can talk to. Maybe it's a friend, maybe it's a colleague or a coach. Doesn't matter. Just talk things out. Tell them, hey, this is going on. Talk about your emotions also. I'm very afraid. I've never done this before. This and this is going through my head. I'm afraid if this happens, what if I do then? And also, though, talk about what you want to do. Just discuss it. And also have a post discussion afterwards. Let them know how it went, how you feel now. So have somebody you can trust there and talk to. It's very important, especially because we're talking about anxious thoughts. We're talking about even anxiety maybe you have in this particular moment, or just thinking about it. And anxiety is often about the unspoken. And it's very important for me as a psychologist, for example, if people are anxious, it's important for me in those conversations to speak that out. Like, what are you tangibly afraid of? For real, because and anxiety is still a very broad emotion. Like, what do you really are afraid of? What are you afraid of? And also, anxiety is getting bigger and bigger if you don't take a closer look. That's why looking at it, talking about it. If you give a speech, maybe you have a chance to go into this room days before and just understand, how does this room look like? Where will I stand? How will the light be? Just talk about how you feel. So pre and post discussion, very important. And it doesn't need to be a psychologist and coach. Maybe that's helpful in some situations, or if you need some more tangible advice or want to figure out some stuff. But a good friend is doing the same good job. Like, just talk about it, let it out. There's a lot of skills that just people have that you have a good relationship with that is maybe even better. Yeah. Then self-care. Also very important. I know that's such a big picture personal development advice. Self-care is important, but it's important that you take care of yourself so you can manage your emotions. So sleep well, eat enough if you can, have rest breaks, do something that you usually enjoy, take your bike and go for a ride, whatever it is, but take care of yourself generally these days. And don't let this high pressure situation that is coming up or is already there these days let you oppress so much that you're also not taking care of yourself, because that's again going to affect you how you think and feel. So still try to make sure that you're taking care of yourself very well. Groom yourself. Wear some clothes that you really enjoy and you like. Important. Then last point, again, that's a bit of a big picture advice that you heard so many times, but listen to me, please. It's the following: acknowledge your emotions. Don't try to push it away. The emotion that you have, I said this in the very beginning, makes sense, and your mind is just trying to tell you something. Hey, this is very important. Please make sure you're doing a good job. This is basically what your emotion is trying to tell you. And whenever your heart is pounding faster and you notice, oh, I'm getting a bit more stressed, this is a situation where you can grow. And especially those high pressure situations, you are going to grow a lot. If you're not having those and you're always like fine, you're not growing at all. Actually, you're walking backwards, because if you don't have any challenge, you're actually just losing skills, you're losing capabilities. So having those challenges once in a while, even if it's massively big challenges, all in all, I know in the moment you cannot enjoy it, I understand it, but maybe there's a third perspective you can take in where you look at from the outside and be like, hey, I hate this situation, yes, but I also know it's going to help me to grow and I'm going to be a more capable person in the long run. So acknowledge the emotion. Maybe you can even accept that you're fearful, not because you do enjoy this emotion, but you can accept it because you know it's going to be temporary. It's not going to last forever. Very important. And by doing that, that's not going to blow away your anxious thoughts, and that's okay. It's okay to have anxious thoughts. I have clients coming frequently to me telling me, Marco, I never want to feel anxious again. I don't want to feel like that. This is a bad emotion. As soon as I feel it, it's bad. No. It makes sense. If you wouldn't feel bad, you wouldn't know that you're going in the wrong direction. If you wouldn't feel it not at ease, you wouldn't notice that you're running in the wrong direction with your business or your career or your relationship. It's important. It's like a compass, and it shows you, oh, wrong direction. Let's go in another direction. Oh, this is important. Let's do this. Your emotions always try to tell you something, though the goal is not to let go of negative emotions constantly, all the time. That's totally unrealistic. But to manage them reasonably. And the question is also how deep you're falling in this negative emotion and for how long, right? Whether you're staying there for a long time or whether it's just like a small dip. Oh, thank you for letting me know. And then you continue. Yeah. All right, I hope that helped. And if you want some more specific advice, sign up for a call with me. There's a link below. You can sign up for a short 20, 30-minute call where we understand, and I understand personally your situation. I get some more information, make sure we're a good fit. Then we schedule the second call, a full hour strategy call, where we come up with a custom strategy that fits to you. So that call will be already massively valuable. And then at the end, of course, we can see whether we want to work together in the long run. But there's no pressure here. It's just going to be a super valuable call for you. So all you have to do is sign up, and I'll talk to you soon. Have a good day.